Ugh. Wow, why is that like that? Hi, Kai. What's up, dude? How's your day? Hello again. Hi, Tom. How are you? Hello, everybody. Let me unmirror this. That's another thing we gotta do. Do. Let's see. Kai, you want your card for the day, my friend? I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. It's Monday. Tonight's movie night. Tomorrow is craft night, and then Wednesday is Ether Study Hall. And I did put up the new workshop for this month in the Discord. I just haven't posted it over in the Patreon yet. Hello, Ken. Long time no see. Do. I feel like I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was, so it couldn't have been that important. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. And don't forget, if you're someone who's over on the Patreon, make sure you check out what the schedule is. We were going to do an afternoon live, but something just told me that a bunch of people weren't going to be able to be there. So the next one we're going to do is going to be Ether Study Hall. Yesterday was a Patreon live. If you are someone who's in there. And then I think there's one more for it this month. I think. Uh-oh. Ken's like, no. Tom, how are you? Do. All right, let's do this. Kai, are you still in here? Do you want your card? And Ken and Dinky, I gotta do yours. Tom, do you want one? I'm beautiful. Thank you for asking. I did some like serious shadow work this weekend, and so I kind of like went into a little bit of a hermit mode. Oh, congrats, Kai. That's fabulous. All right, let's see. Thanks, Stink. Hi, Allison. All right, let's see, Kai. I'm also going to open 4 reading spots today. What I'm going to do for readings is like general what you need to know reading. So it's going to be like a little bit of energy work, a little bit of like whatever comes through, truthfully, is what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to open 4 spots for those. There are 22 a spot if you're someone who's interested. I also opened a new workshop this month to learn how to walk energy cords if that's something that you're interested in. Kai, this is the ladybird. Ooh. Let's see. If you choose this card, it signals that you're about to receive a blessing from the universe. An angel may touch you, happiness awaits you, and you're illuminated with a new understanding or good fortune is coming your way. Give thanks for all that you have received already so that you're energetically prepared for the new before the gift flies away. Ladybird energy invites you to spread angelic qualities today, and this will make a difference to those you touch, and you may be surprised how people and animals will appreciate it. The Ladybird energy invites you to... Oh, I already did that. You are asked to communicate graciously to all the people you meet and write to in a way that'll nourish and support them. Kai, that was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. All right, let's see, Tom, what we got. This is the snake. Live according to your divine essence, the elemental kingdom. You are asked to be very aware today because the snake card is bringing you a message that something is about to happen. Are you ready to burst out of your skin and expand your life? Is it time to plan a holiday or move house? Is an opportunity going to be presented to you? On the other hand, this card may be offering a warning. Can you trust the people around you? Look beyond the surface and listen to your gut instinct, and remember to call on snake magic. Tune into the wisdom of the universe that is available to you now. Tom, fabulous. All right, Ken, let's see what we got. I'm going to take that as a fluke, so hold on. This is the B. Spread heart healing with joy with Archangel Preminilink. You're welcome. The B card reminds you to do everything with joy. When you serve others and the planet with your heart open, an alchemical change takes place both in the giver and the receiver. You become one and thus spread oneness throughout the universe. Solidarity and togetherness grow in the consciousness of the world. So let your actions be purposeful and allow the higher purpose to work through you and guide you. Then your life flows and the highest good always unfolds for you. The bees also guide you to remember power and light conferred by the use of sacred geometry. Use its principles in your home and workplace, and the angels will sing over you, bringing you light and peace. Boom. Oops. That was fabulous. Big fan of that one. I see what you did there. All right, Allison, let's see what we got today. Allison, this is the rat. Hi, Queen. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Hi, Mike. Happy Monday. How are you? The rat card reminds you that when you're acting with the best and noblest intentions, you may be misunderstood. In extreme cases, you may even be persecuted. There will always be those who want to put out the light of others. Your guidance is to let no one diminish you. Instead, remain true to your pure purpose and hold your vision like a bright flame. Do your best at all times and only take on that which you can handle, and check internally that you're taking responsibility for your actions, and then relax and know that your life mission will eventually be recognized and you'll receive your just reward. That was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. All right, Dinky, let's see. Let's see. What do we got? This is the rabbit. Queen, welcome to the alley. Recognize your significance with Archangel Gabriel. You know what, Mike? Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you have to. I'm not surprised. I think everybody's probably sleeping from last night, too. I can't believe you had 6 at one time. That's crazy. When you bring yourself into alignment, you emit a melodious tune. The wisdom of the rabbit suggests you watch your thoughts and actions and make sure that they're pure and light and loving. Speak, hum, or sing with the intention of being in harmony with the song of the earth. Know your contribution is helping the entire universe to align in divine right order. Unicorns love pure, innocent beings, and if you hold or think of a rabbit, a glorious unicorn will shower light and blessings over you. That was beautiful, Dink. All right, Kels, let's see. I got Kels, Queen, and then East list on the list. You're very welcome. Let's see. Mike, do you want on this list? What do we got for Kels? This is the dove. Spread messages of joy and harmony with Archangel Bakepi. So don't forget, this week is either study hall. It's also a meditation and soul sessions, because I thought it was this week, but it's this coming week. And then I also put up a new live workshop for this month if you're someone who wants to learn how to walk energy cords. Your guidance is to take deep breaths and center yourself on the out breath until you feel calm and tranquil. Fill the cells of your body with pure peace and hold out your hand and imagine a gentle white dove landing on it. Listen to its soft coo and allow it to open up to a serene and loving way of being. Let your energy fields grow with peace and harmony, and think of people and situations in your life that would benefit from your light and visualize them being bathed in it. Plant new seeds of kindness, love, cooperation, or whatever is needed for the highest good, and notice the changes that occur. Boom! Kels, that was fabulous. All right, Queen, let's see. So, oh no, that's terrible. Hi, Claire. So I would like to remind you of all the cool things that we're doing this week. One, tonight is movie night. I have 4 reading spots available in this live stream, and what they are is they're going to be general reads, which means we're going to do a little bit of energy work, a little bit of what your spirit guides want you to know. We're just going to kind of see what happens. Those are 22. If you're someone who wants to hang out for craft night, it's tomorrow. If you're someone who wants to be a part of the Ether Study Hall workshop around energetic hygiene, that's on Wednesday. And then there is a new workshop that I just put up. It's going to be a live workshop on the Discord, and it's all about learning to walk energy cords. So if you're someone who's ever wanted to find your missing dog, or find your missing ring, or any of those things, find your friend who you haven't heard from in a couple of days, that is the intention of this workshop. There is no theme. We just kind of roll with whatever people feel like doing. But Jen Marie made me this really pretty certificate, so tomorrow I will be decorating the canvas to put it on. Hi, Monica. All right, Queen, let's see. This is the kangaroo. Be a force for good. Archangels Raquel and Jercissa and Sindolphin. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure out the alphabet. 1 second. This is the card of the wise, balance, and compassionate leadership. Be a peaceful warrior and an upholder of justice and equality. Particularly help those who are vulnerable. Treat our beautiful planet with respect and love, and then nature will support you. At the same time, you're being invited to tune into the information and knowledge held within Lemurian crystals. You may not be consciously aware that you're receiving light when you think or hold of one of these, but nevertheless, a download of keys and codes for the new golden age is being transmitted to you. That was fabulous, Queen. Eastless, are you still in here with me? Hi, Jenny. Monica, thanks for the follow. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Don't forget, if you want to start learning energy work, you want to start learning mediumship, you want to learn any of these things, feel free to check out the Patreon and ask questions if you got them. All right, Eastless, let's see, my friend. Thanks for being patient with me. This is the whale. Live as a fully conscious being with Archangels Mary and Jules. Let's see. This is the card of mastery. One of the first steps is to be able to control your breathing, and when you focus on your breath, you connect consciously to source and your place of origin. Whale wisdom suggests you center yourself through breathing or deepen your meditation practice, and when you think about or swim with whales, Angel Mary can take you up to source. Your heart will be touched by an affable light. Get it, Claire? Rise above worldly matters and spread love, light, hope, and inspiration to those around you. Ask that your 5th dimensional blueprint be fully installed and live in it. No matter what is happening around you, be the best that you can be. Boom, that was fabulous, Eastless. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Monica, thanks for the roses. All right, Mike, let's see. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I opened 4 spots for general readings. We're going to do a little bit of energy, a little bit of spirit guides, a little bit of shadow cycles. Those are 22 doll hairs. If you want more in-depth stuff, feel free to check out the booking link. I have a bunch of reports available if you want to look at those. Hi, Tanya. And then what else? Oh, tonight's movie night, tomorrow's craft night, Wednesday is Ether Study Hall, and I did put out a new workshop today. It's 33 for the workshop. There's unlimited number of spots. It's live on the Discord. It's about learning how to walk energy cords. Thank you guys for the roses. You guys rock. All right, Mike, let's see. Mike, this is the pig. Maintain self-worth and self-esteem with Archangels Mary, Gabriel, and Uriel. Let's see. Let's see. This card tells you that it's time to remember how special you are. Your soul had to be at least 7th dimensional to be allowed to incarnate on Earth, and like most beings, when you step down into a body, much of your knowledge and wisdom was lost to you. Your guidance is to meditate for a few minutes each day on the gifts, talents, and wisdom held in your soul, and then ask for them to be made available to you for the highest good. Tanya, what happened? That is not what I thought you wrote, Mike. I did not read pork, okay? That is not what I read in my brain. I saw you, Bright. I did smoke for dinner. And I was like, I've done that before. I didn't see the pork part. Mobby. Thank you for the hand hearts. You guys rock. All right, let's see. Claire. Claire, I'm coming over. Claire, this is also the rat. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you, with Archangels Gabriel and Zadkiel. Hi, Lemons. Long time no see. All right, let's see. The rat card reminds you that when you are acting with the best and noblest intentions, you may be misunderstood. In extreme cases, you may even be persecuted. There will always be those who want to put out the light of others, and your guidance is to let no one diminish you. Instead, remain true to your pure purpose and hold your vision like a bright flame. Do your best at all times and only take on that which you can handle, and check internally that you're taking responsibility for your actions. Then relax and know that your life mission will eventually be recognized and you'll receive your just reward. Claire, that was beautiful. I was going to say, Tanya, how did you do that? You're so welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me. So, a couple things I would like to remind you guys of. One, this week, if you are a member of Patreon, is the Ether Study Hall class. It's all about energetic foundations, like energetic hygiene. How do we keep up with this stuff? All the questions that you may have to ask about energetic hygiene, this is the class to do it in. Also, I put out today a new live class later this month. It's, I think, 2 Sundays from now. It's about walking energy cords. So if you're someone who's wanted to try to find a human being, you want to try to find your missing dog, you want to try to find your missing ring, this is the class to build your foundation to do that. It's $33 a person, and it's live in the Discord voice channel. And then also, if you're someone who's looking for like more in-depth reports, or about readings, feel free to check out either the Spirit Guide Snapshot, the Past Life Snapshot, or there's another one on there too. I just can't remember the name of it. It's a good way to get your reading, especially if you're someone who's an introvert and you don't want to have to talk to me face to face. I can still tell you all the same information while you mind your own business. Does that make sense? Lemons, how come you're emotional? Hi, Rain. Hello, hello. All right, I'm going Monica. I got Monica. Jenny, are you still with me? Thanks for being patient. I got Monica, Jenny, and then Tanya and Lemons. Let's see. Monica, this is the ant. Cooperate for the highest good of the community with Archangel Prementally. Thanks for being patient with me, Jenny. You're next, my friend. All right, let's see. The message of the ant card is to devote yourself to making your home welcoming and harmonious, while at the same time acting to bring your community together. You can take small steps like picking up litter or smiling at your neighbors, or aim higher and actively offer yourself in service. The ants carry the keys to Sirius, which is to understand the universal Metatron cube. Look at it and absorb its energy. This is a fundamental tool to open your consciousness to the power of sacred geometry. This will attract higher energy and people towards you. Oh no, bitch. That had to have hurt so bad. That just gave me the... Oh no, Lemons. Have you been doing your, your grounding and your shielding and stuff? You know what, Tanya? I have to tell you, I tried a cartwheel for the first time not that long ago. And I was grateful I didn't hurt myself. I bet you it does, dude. Oh my God. You're welcome. All right, let's see. Jenny. Jenny. Bow, 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 bow. This is the Elephant card. Open yourself to true abundance with Archangels Mary and Raphael. Let's see. So don't forget, Ether Study Hall is this week. If you're someone who is a part of the Patreon, we do that class every month in Patreon, and the subject changes every month. So make sure you come hang out with that, especially if you're someone who wants to ask about your hygiene, or you want to learn to build a better foundation around it. The Elephant card reminds you to keep your frequency high by having more fun, playing, and being joyful. And whether you're a male or a female, practice divine feminine qualities within every area of your life to ensure you have a strong and stable foundation for your spiritual life. Sit quietly and breathe into your third eye, tuning into the Elephant Kingdom and Archangel Raphael. Then link into Jupiter and its ascended aspect Junbei to call in perfect health and cosmic abundance to bathe in your consciousness. Then send out a stream of light to help you build the crystalline web around our planet. Oof. God, Tanya, I'm sending you all the love in the world because I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about how much that hurts. Jenny, that was fabulous. All right, Tanya, my friend, let's see. Tanya, this is the kangaroo. Be a force for good with Archangels Raquel, Jercissa, and Sindolphin. Let's see. Do I remember the alphabet? This is the card of the wise, balanced, and compassionate leader. Be a peaceful warrior, an upholder of justice and equality, and particularly help those who are vulnerable. Treat our beautiful planet with respect and love, and then nature will support you. At the same time, you're invited to tune into the information and knowledge held within Lemurian crystals. You may not be consciously aware that you're receiving light when you think about or hold one, but nevertheless, a download of keys and codes for the new golden age is being transmitted to you and will enable you to ease through your journey, so be open to receiving it. Hi, Teresa. Boom! That was beautiful. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. So here's what we're doing. I'm going down the list of oracle cards. I have lemons and rain next. What I want to remind you of is a couple things. I've opened 4 reading spots today. This is what the readings are going to be. A little bit of energy work, a little bit of stuff from your spirit guides. We're just going to kind of click in and see what comes of it without really setting much of an expectation. So that's what we're doing today. Those are 22. I'm opening 4 spots. If you're someone who wants more in-depth stuff, whether it's about past lives, spirit guides, any of it, check the reports in the private booking link. Also, don't forget that tomorrow is movie night. Well, tonight is movie night. Tomorrow is craft night. Wednesday is the Ether Study Hall class. It's all about energetic foundations and energetic hygiene. So if you're someone who is a member of the Patreon, come hang out with us. We do that class every month. The topic just changes. I also have opened up a workshop for 2 Sundays from now. It is about walking energy lines and how do we do it. So what you'll do is this is a foundation for learning how to find lost objects, how to find people, whether living people, how to find your cat if your cat went missing. That's what the basis of this workshop is. So it's $33 a spot. It's live in the Discord voice channel. It's about an hour long, and it's not capped at any particular amount of people. So if you're someone who would like to join that class, feel free to check out the information for it in the Discord and then send your entry to wherever works for you, and just make sure you put in the note that it's for that workshop. All right, lemons. Let's see. We're also going to be doing some energy work on the Patreon this week too. So if you're someone who's been waiting for a new energy recording, probably not, Mike. You have to want to find the object. That's kind of, intention is everything. All right, let's see. Lemons, this is the dolphin. Be joyfully in the present with Archangel Jules. Let's see. The wisdom of the dolphin card reminds you that you are a special, highly evolved being. Throughout your long soul journey, you may not have been faultless. No one has, but that is the past. You are now a light bearer, carrying sacred geometric codes from other universes. So dance and play and do what makes your heart happy. Your task is to lighten up and be joyful and gracious as you spread your wisdom. Bring through the golden ray and you'll automatically heal others. Also know that no one's perfect, so keep your heart open with understanding. Lemons, beautiful. All right, Rain, let's see. So tell me, what's everybody been doing in their own world lately? Is there anything that has come up with you, like you have questions about? You're welcome. Otherwise, I was going to save it for the podcast. I probably will still do it then, but I would have no problem talking to you guys about the reality of shadow work. At least what it looked like for me this weekend, if you would like. So ask your questions, give me a topic, whatever it may be. All right, Rain, this is the llama. Set clear boundaries and enforce them with Archangel Samuel. Let's see. I forgot the alphabet again. Frick. This is the card of pure love. It suggests your heart is warm and open so that you may let others impose on your good nature or drain you. Decide what is acceptable for you, and then it is important to set clear boundaries. As we're all energetically entwined, it may be enough for you to define these boundaries mentally. However, your guidance is to be prepared to enforce them tactfully if necessary. Then you'll find it easier to follow your heart and be loyal, caring, and patient with your loved ones and those in need. Remember to find time to see positive friends and do things that'll make you feel relaxed and happy, as it'll give your energy and keep your frequency high. It'll benefit you to tune into the cosmic heart for love and support. Rain, thanks for letting me pull that for you, my friend. Boom! Right? I really think, honestly, it is. The other thing, this is going to be a whole episode, but what I'll tell you is I've been really paying attention to breaking patterns the last week or two. And so what I mean by that is things some seriously old patterns have come up. And I've had to be cognizant of breaking them. I don't know if I can talk about this and not get in trouble on TikTok. We're going to talk about it on Patreon, but I don't know if I can talk about it here. So I'm going to have to leave out some context. So what I will tell you is not to leave you on a cliffhanger or nothing, but if you want the whole story, you're going to have to check out the podcast episode. Okay. Here's the deal. So last week, as you all know, well, most of you know, I haven't dated in 5 years, and I mean that. That also means that everything entitled in that I also haven't done. Okay. So let me tell you something. I'm not bragging from my tower of celibacy, but what I'm telling you is that in taking the time to do that, I learned a lot about myself. And so with that, there are some times where I feel like I have girl bossed too close to the sun, and that there is now no physical way that I would ever allow somebody into my life unless they could add to it. And I also wouldn't allow somebody into my life in the hanky-panky sense, if you don't do anything for my soul. Okay? That's the only way I know how to tell that to you. And so what I will say, and I'm not going to shit talk anybody, but the last person that I actually was in a relationship with taught me so many things about what I didn't want and what I didn't deserve. Okay, so grateful for that. And so in the last couple weeks, I tried to do some research and development of what would it be like to talk to the other gender in that capacity again. And let me tell you something. I have learned a lesson, which is patterns will continue until you grow a set. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a quick little story. If you want the in-depth version, you'll have to wait till later this week. I think he's about to piss her pants, so if you hear her laughing down the hallway, you'll know why. So, ironically enough, one of the things that men in my life have always seemed to done is give me the weirdest fucking nicknames that I've ever heard of, okay? And I can't figure out why it's happened. I give people nicknames, but my nicknames aren't, usually hurtful, I guess. There are totally some times that I've called people some stuff. That's fine. We all learn and we grow. However, what I will tell you is that there was the last relationship I was in, someone nicknamed me Poopy Pants. Okay? Bear with me for a second. And the reason for that was because I think had to do the same thing that other people also did, but that was the only thing that could be made fun of me for was oh my God, I actually do that too, like everybody else. Okay. And so I didn't realize how ridiculous this was until, oh my God, I forgot about it. Okay. Hear me when I tell you this. I forgot about that. I did. I really didn't think of it. So lo and behold, during my research and development, I start talking to a gentleman, right? And I already had a bunch of red flags going off, but I was nope, this could be. this could potentially just be your trauma. Why don't you just sit with it? Like, I even remember looking at Dinky saying, this isn't going to go anywhere. And she's like, you can't say that. It's been 5 minutes. And I was like, no, like, I think it's not going to go anywhere. So anyway, I just kept trying. It was great, okay? It took this man 2 days to nickname me Smelly Poo Poo. And let me tell you something. Hi, Anna. This was a 30-something-year-old man. Okay? Hear me out when I tell you this. I'm not kidding. I brought Dinky the text messages because I literally showed them to her. And not only was it like smelly, like it was like, then my name changed to Molly Poo Poo. Okay? Word. I just need you to know this. All right. I don't know if he thought it was cute, but I did not find it cute. Okay? I didn't, because actually, this is how the conversation went. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning when he started to call me this. So take that with what you will. And I literally, as soon as he said it to me, I was like, good night, dude. I'm good night. And his response to me, his exact response to me was, you're a pain in the ass. And I went, good night. And do you know what he said to me? Good night, Smelly. Okay? So I'm just going to leave you with that. If you want a preview of the podcast episode this week. So what I'm saying is I had to do some like shadow work around why the fuck is this pattern existing? And what I realized is it's not me. I'm attracting, respectfully, okay? I'm attracting people that hate women. And that's something that I've really had to like do some work around lately. I also had to do some serious shadow work this weekend around what I deserve and what I think that I deserve. And so I'm going to give you an exact example of how my guides did this to me, okay? I'm not going to go into super detail, but I'm basically going to tell you, they brought me to a place and they presented something to me and they said, take it. And I said, no. And their response to me was, why not? And so I immediately was like, I'm going to get in trouble if I take that. And so the conversation was, how are you going to get in trouble for something that I'm giving you? And so my immediate reaction is because someone's going to take it, because that's what happens every time, right? You could give me, someone could go to give me $1 million and I would vomit and tell you to keep it. Because I genuinely would be scared that someone would try to steal it, because that's usually what happens. And so then the other question was, well, if you're not going to get in trouble, would you then take it? And so then I said, no. So their response to me was, why? And I said, because I didn't do anything to deserve that. So then the conversation came about, why do I think that everything is, why do I look at it that I have to do something in order to be given a gift? Why do I think everybody else is worth getting a gift, but I'm not unless I do something for it? So I had to work through that. There was a lot of, I'm going to talk about this more in the podcast. So if you're someone who wants to hear more about it, but this is how I do my shadow work. And so that happened on Saturday. Okay, Saturday. So also you might remember that my eighth year sobriety date was Friday. And so I did a lot of this shadow work on Saturday and then spent yesterday processing it out of my body, and I was just angry all day. I think I even said to Dinky a couple times yesterday, I cannot ground myself and it's pissing me off. I was I'm pretty sure that I had to I kept doing, and I just had to keep being intentional about it. Just had to keep being intentional about it. Thank you, ma'am. So I'm grateful that they, I'll tell you how so the best way I can explain that I work through it is I work through it with my guide. So, on the podcast, I'm going to explain in detail, how they brought me to this, where they brought, I'm going to explain the whole thing. But individually, how you work through it is your own, but you have to be willing to confront it. This is the other thing I want to talk about too, because I saw it explained not that long ago, but Shadow work isn't looking at the parts of you that like you're disgusted by. It's looking at the parts of you that are wrapped in guilt and shame. Like the parts of you that you try to repress because you don't find them socially acceptable. And it's learning how to love and integrate them. Because otherwise, you have to think about it. If you're a person walking around with like, here's the bucket of all the things I love about me, and then here's this like little satchel of all the things I hate, you're walking around separated. Like, you can't divide yourself like that. You have to either love you for you or you don't. And so that's the other thing too that like I've struggled to notice in people, and especially in the dating world, okay? So I'm going to use this example one more time. Captain Poopy Pants hated himself. Openly admitted it to me. And this is why I always tell people, you have to take people at face value. If someone tells you that they think they're a terrible person, listen to them. If someone tells you they hate themselves, listen to that. If someone starts to like tell you how they really feel about themselves, I need you to pay attention. Because if somebody, right? So if you're trying to date somebody and you realize that this person can't even emotionally connect with themselves on any level, there is no way in hell that they are going to be able to emotionally connect with you. So the other thing I'll tell you too is you're going to have to, like, one thing I've learned is being strong in my boundaries, okay? So I have made a decision that I will never look at an app ever again, because what I'm looking for isn't to be found there. I think the culture has really become like, here, I just need you to like look at these lists of things that I like about myself and then ignore the other ones and just take me as I am. And it fucking doesn't work like that. You are responsible for like growing and healing yourself. It's not someone else's job to come and fix you. It's not. If you're looking for a savior, get off a dating app. If you're looking for somebody to powder your ass and cook you a meal, get off a dating app, go hire a maid service. I think there are so many people that are extremely misconstrued about what a human connection is supposed to look like. And the reason that I say that is because they don't even know how to connect into themselves. So a lot of people that you'll see who are afraid of human connection are usually one of two things. There's someone that is so interconnected to themselves that they see the fakeness everywhere else. Or there's someone who is so far removed from connecting to themselves that they cannot fathom connecting with other people, right? So let me tell you, I'm just going to say this. If you're one of these people who you really struggle with like, I don't like me, I'm such a miserable person, oh, I'm terrible at this, I'm terrible at that. You can't, because here's something that I've noticed people do, okay? They'll go to a person and they'll say, oh, I'm so terrible. Oh, I just could have done better. And usually what happens is this. There's an expected response of, you're not terrible, you just try harder next time, it's okay. And then you have someone like me who goes, why do you feel like that? And then people get real offended because you didn't rush in to fix it. So the other thing I'm going to tell you is this, and I try to say this to all the people I talk about who try to fix things for other people. If you help somebody without asking them if they need the help or how they want the help, it's just a form of control. So you can't just shove something down someone's throat and say, oh, I was just trying to help. Nope, that's control because nobody asked you to help. And it's not their version of help that you gave, it's yours. So that's why whenever I tell people like, are you the fixer? Are you the person who runs in and fixes everything? Because you probably like to control stuff because that's how you feel safe. I can't tell you how many people try to do that to me all the time. I have people who come into my live streams. Listen, Ether and Ash will be around for has been around for a year and a couple weeks, okay? And when I first came on this app, I was telling people like, hey, I'm a medium, or hey, I do this, or hey, I do that. Do you know how many people rush to my DMs to try to tell me that like, I can teach you this, I can help you with this, oh, I can do this better? Dude, I'm grateful for you. I'm not worried about that. This also goes to the certifications thing, okay? I'm just going to put this out here. There is no certification that is given to you by someone other than a human, okay? So whenever someone comes to me and they like, what are your credentials? You can just hang out and watch me do it if you want. But I think, truthfully, when people wave around credentials, it's still an attachment of ego because it's a human that gave you that, right? So if I can say anything to people who are trying to like get out of their own way, you can't fix anybody until you look at fixing yourself. So what I'm saying to you is, if you're not ready to have a connection in here, you're not ready to have a connection in here, you don't feel worth loving, you don't feel worth accepting, you don't feel that things are coming your way, I need you to ask yourself why. There are so many people right now on a dating app, I gotta tell you, awestruck when I was slipping through that thing. I remember, like, I was like, what in the fuck? There are so many, like, okay, I'm going to give you another example. I asked a grown man, I said, what are the qualities that you look for in a woman? Or like in a human, I think. It wasn't even specifically a woman. I said, what are the qualities you look for in a person? And his response was, someone who's loyal, caring, and likes to... I'm sorry, I didn't know that liking to do something that's natural for your body was a requirement on being a decent person. I've also talked to people who have made statements like, oh, I'm going to give you another example. I talked to someone who their marriage ended, and I asked a question like, why did that happen? And their response to me was, and I quote, I didn't get 3 a week. And I said, you're fucking kidding me. That's real life? Like, you ended a marriage with children because what? And so that's when I've also realized that people aren't looking for connection. They're looking to get their own needs met that they can't for some reason do themselves. So I'm going to say this one more time. And again, we're going to talk about it more in the podcast, but if you are someone who doesn't love you, okay, and you don't love all aspects of yourself, right? You are going to struggle to accept love from anybody else, and you are also going to struggle to give it to other people. Because if you don't know what a concept of love is, right, or how to accept it, you're going to struggle with believing someone if they tell you that they love you. And I can't tell you how many relationships I've seen go down the drain, one of my own included, in that mindset. Because I remember looking at a person one day and I was like, will you just let me love you? And fuck no. And the reason is not because I'm broken, dude. It's because that person fundamentally finds themselves unworthy and unlovable. Okay? And there is not a single thing. Like, I could have groveled at this person's feet and kissed their feet and like begged them. And it wouldn't have fucking done anything. All it did is give my power away, right? Because if they don't feel that way about themselves, they'll never ever believe me that I do. And I can't tell you how many people I've said that to, like, or like, I've had people that I've tried to talk to before who are like, I don't know why anybody would feel that way. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so fucking hard. People really feel like they are not worthy of things, and then they just exude that and they wonder why they attract it. In the first 3 days of me talking to this person, like, all the, I hate this about me, I hate this about me, oh, this sucks. And it's like, what? Because if you don't find yourself, how are you going to make a connection with somebody if you can't even make it with yourself? This is why I also talk about compassion too, right? Like, if you don't know how to give yourself grace and compassion, you can't extend it to other people. You'll struggle to do that forever. You'll struggle. You'll just do what you think is emulated as compassion, you think it's supposed to look like, not actually learning and understanding that. I think that this is where, when I tell people that, like, my job is to help you bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection, the gap is you. Because we are so taught, okay, how to disconnect from ourselves. Because the more disconnected we are from ourselves, the easier it is to control people. That's just how society is. It's easier to get people to submit if they don't know who they are. No, you don't. Promise. 20 years ago, what was I doing? Oh, I was in high school. I'm 34 now. So 20 years ago, I would have been 14. And I was a menace to society in high school. So you probably wouldn't have liked me either. Just gonna say that. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I've been yakking. I hope you all are having a beautiful day. Okay, who has been waiting for an oracle card, because I know there's a bunch of you who have been sitting here listening to me ramble, so thank you for that. Thank you, a champion. Appreciate you. Shayna, Arlie, are you still in here too? Thank you for the roses. Thank you guys for helping me light up the gift gallery. You guys are the bomb.com. I really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. So I have 4 spots open for readings today. They're general readings. So what that means is we're going to do a little bit of like energy work, what your spirit guides want you to know. We're kind of just going to see whatever comes through. Those are 22 doll hairs in the live today. And then don't forget, if you're looking for more in-depth stuff, check out the private booking link. If you're looking for classes, check out the Patreon. Ether Study Hall is also this week, and I opened a what's it called? A new workshop this month to learn how to walk energy cords. You got it, Anna. All right, Arlie, I'm coming. Is Arlie still in here? I don't think I saw Arlie. Oh, I did. Arlie, this is the bear. We're twinning today. You got it, Anna. The bear card suggests that you have the wisdom within you that enables you to establish your power and use it correctly. For this, it's important for you to be in an environment where you're happy and free. So examine your world, and if you need to make changes, ask Archangel Uriel to help you. He will strengthen your solar plexus chakra so that you feel confident and strong. You may need to walk alone while you reclaim your wisdom and worth. And if so, use this opportunity to create your own cocoon so that source light can touch you. Arlie, I also got this card today. I also did. Do. All right, Bunny. Thanks for being patient with me. Bunny, this is the elephant. Open yourself to true abundance with Archangels Mary and Raphael. Let's see. The elephant card reminds you to keep your frequency high by having more fun, playing, and being joyful. Whether you're a male or female, practice divine feminine qualities within every area of your life to ensure that you're strong and stable foundation for your spiritual life. Sit quietly and breathe into your third eye, tuning into the elephant kingdom and Archangel Raphael, the awesome emerald healing angel of abundance, and then link into Jupiter and its ascended aspect, Junbei. Then send out a stream of light to help build the crystalline web of light around our planet. Love! Long time no see, my beautiful friend. Bunny, that was beautiful. Thank you for being patient with me. All right, let's see. I got Anna and then Jessica. Thank you for letting me pull it for you. So I also want to open it up to if there's someone who has questions about their own shadow work or their own experiences that they've been going through. I'm more than happy to chat about it. Or if you have a specific question for me that you would like to know, I'm an open book. So if you have, just ask. I have no problem telling you how I did something or what it was like. All right, Anna. Anna, this is the Deer card. Trust in the support of the universe with Archangels Michael and Faith. The Deer card is reminding you to trust the universe to look after and support you, to trust your own deepest intuition and then follow its guidance. Deer bring you a message of balance and equilibrium, for you're guided to employ your psychic knowing while maintaining your dignity and divine magnificence. If you're reading this in the spring, expect a renewal of hope, confidence, and a new direction. And if it's in the autumn, there may be endings that will ultimately benefit you. You're asked to look out for and help those weaker than yourself, and Archangel Michael will assist you in the task. He invites you to remember that we're all one, and helping another, you promote your spiritual growth and ultimately that of the planet. Anna, that was fabulous. All right, Jessica, let's see what we got. This is the Bat card. See through illusion into truth with Archangel Darenka. You're so welcome. Choosing this card suggests that you need to open your heart and pour love into caring for and nurturing those close to you. Am I right? No, I'm wrong. Hold on. I'm blind as a bat. No, I was right. Okay, when you raise the frequency of your heart center, it enables your throat chakra to expand. So focus on communicating with love and integrity, and then ask Archangel Michael to help you develop telepathy and your other psychic abilities. Tune into bats to download your highest potential and perhaps even the spiritual technology of the future. Your guidance is also to look at the world with fresh eyes and perceive everything with wisdom. Listen to your intuition to discover the reasons beyond the obvious and expand your life, and remember there's always a new way to do things. Jessica, that was fabulous. So I feel like here's the other thing. The other thing I want to say too is this when we talk about shadow work. So if you're someone who's been around with me for a while, I love that, Jessica. Love that. Thank you for letting me pull it for you. You'll know that one of the hardest things I say is you learning to surrender and just be who you are, because there's always somebody who will have a problem with it. I have people in my life who just hate to see me do anything worth accomplishing. Especially because sometimes people pretend to like be God in their own mind, and it's really about how they feel about themselves. I talked about this yesterday. There will be people in your life who will tell you that you don't deserve something or they don't think you should have it. And it's a direct correlation about how they feel about themselves. I have totally also had people in my life who have made statements to me like, you wouldn't have that if it wasn't for me. And then I went through adjusting my life to make it so that nobody else could ever say that to me again. And people will still find a way to do that. And also, I need to remind you guys that people will do anything they can to talk shit about you to make them feel better or look better or make themselves look better. So one of the funny things is, I'm going to tell this story. Sometimes we get judged based on our appearance, and people don't take the time to actually get to know anything. There was one time that Dinky and I went to Dollar Tree. Okay, I don't remember what we went to Dollar Tree for, but they had like this big like hiring sign. And I was just like super curious if they only hired full-time, part-time. I wasn't looking for a job. Like, I run my own business. I wasn't looking for anything. Like, I was just genuinely curious. Now, mind you, I have bright purple hair. I have piercings. I have tattoos, all these things. And because of that, people make a lot of assumptions. Dinky is just like me. So people make a lot of assumptions, right? We're best friends. Obviously, we kind of vibe together, you know? And as soon as Dinky asked somebody in the Dollar Tree, just while we were checking out, like a general question about them hiring, this manager, listen to me, she came from nowhere. I don't know where she came from. She just appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, we're not hiring. And like gave me this and so as we walked outside, I looked at Dinky and I said to her, I said, you know, I said, that would would have offended me. But the irony is just to watch how people judge you, because I wasn't asking for a job. I was literally just asking a question, but the assumption and the judgment that just came flying out of left field. Hi, Ogo. I was like, weird. And this is one thing I try to teach people too. Okay. I see a lot of people who are stuck like in fear that they have to have this job or they have to work for somebody else and they have to do this thing. And well, life has to be this way. And I used to be that same way. Okay. Hear me when I tell you that. I used to think I had to work at a corporation and I had to have this and I had to have that and I had to have this. Until I realized that like I was losing myself in doing that. And I never, the reason that I didn't ever open my own business, well, I have before, but it didn't work, is because I didn't have the passion or the confidence. And I let people like erode my boundaries the first time I ever tried to have a business. The first time I tried to run a business, I opened a candle business, because at the time I was a corrections officer. It was COVID. I was working in a prison as a corrections officer during COVID, and it was miserable. Okay. It was miserable. Hand to God, miserable, terrible experience. And so after about a year of that, I was like, something's gotta give, dude. Like, I don't know what it is, but like something has to give. And so I made the decision to quit the prison. Like I made the decision to completely quit my career. Like I had a whole goal too. Like I was going to work my way up in the prison. I was going to go into probation. I really wanted to be a probation officer. I really wanted to see if I could help people in a different way. And I was like, fuck this. This isn't worth it. Cause I really got to see like how systems function. And systems only function as well as the people who work in them. So I quit. And I remember like everyone's like, what are you gonna do? Where are you going? And I'm like, I'm opening a candle business. And I can't tell you how many people made fun of me. Okay. This is like one of the things I'll forever remember. So I used to have a Facebook account. I don't anymore. I mean, I have an Ether and Ash Facebook, but that's about it. And I had like friends on Facebook that I had met like my whole life. You know how you just kind of like gather people as you meet them on Facebook? So I had someone who I had worked with, you got to hear me, 10 years prior to this, basically. Like, I hadn't talked to this man in years. Fucking years. Years. Okay? Hear me. I'll never forget, as soon as I launched my candle business on my Facebook, he messaged me out of the blue. Candles, question mark? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's pretty stupid. And I said, okay. And what really got me was like, you haven't talked to me in how long, but you needed to reach out to me to fucking comment? Bigger reflection of you. And anyway, what I'll tell you is this. I loved candles, okay? However, I got sick of people hassling me for candles. I'm your friend. It shouldn't be this expensive. You should do this scent. You should do that. Well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. I had people that wanted all this stuff, but they didn't want to pay all this stuff, but they would go spend Yankee Candle money. Hello? And so I just got like real burnt out with that because one, my passion wasn't in it because I didn't see myself as helping anybody, right? Like, yes, I was like giving them good product, but I didn't feel like I was actually attributing to helping anybody. Thanks for the winks, Ogo. And so I went and found another job working for somebody doing something I thought was helping. It wasn't, but, and then I lost myself in that. Because I'm the type of person who I will put my all into everything. I need you to understand how many times a day Dinky tells me, when are you going to stop? Like the other day, we were supposed to just be hanging out talking, and I was not. And she goes, when are you going to stop working today? And I was like, and what I realized is that I was doing that to other people, right? Like I was giving all of that to other people for their business and for them to make money off of when I just didn't see myself worthy of it. I saw myself worthy of doing it for somebody else, but not for me. And that's when I had to have like this real come to Jesus moment because listen to me, I was working 3 jobs, okay, when I decided to start Ether and Ash. I want you to know that. Like, before I started Ether and Ash, I was working 3 jobs the summer prior. I worked security at a methadone clinic from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Then I had a third job driving for Spark, so I would do that. And then my second job was I was bartending at a concert venue downtown. So I would work 5 a.m. to 1 p.m., security at a methadone clinic. Then I would go Spark or then I would go to the concert. It depended on what the day was. And I realized that I was working 3 jobs trying to pay all this shit for no reason. Like there was no reason to be doing that. I was burnt out. Jack missed me all the fucking time. Like I was gone all the time. And it got to the point where there was a couple times where I just started bringing Jack like sparking with me because I felt super bad. Like I was working all this time for nothing, driving myself fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And better yet, everywhere except Spark because you work by yourself, but I worked at the concerts. Everybody there was like respectfully was dealing with their own shit. So they all talked about each other. They all talked crap about each other behind each other's backs. There was no support. And then I watched all the women in that beer house, like, make fun of every woman that came up to buy beer. Like, I'll never forget that. Like, and I called them out on it a couple times. And it made them super uncomfortable. But it's like, you don't get to do that. Like, if you're someone who's over here promoting that you lost weight or you're this and that and you're all these things, you're not going to make fun of someone else who's in the same position that you seem to forget that you used to be fucking in. That's why that's one thing you'll never see from me. I don't talk about it a ton, but in case you can't tell, I used to be a really big girl, dude. And I'm still not really small, but I'll never like make fun of somebody else for their body because I know what it's like to already be at war with yourself. And then you have other people who want to fucking bash you. And the other thing I'm going to tell you is when I lost a bunch of weight, I had people, oh my God, same people who were calling me fat were the same people calling me too skinny. Huh. Like what? And so I also started to learn that you can't make everybody happy. And so what did I do that fall? I ended up quitting the methadone clinic. I didn't have a choice, but I ended up quitting the methadone clinic. I also got in trouble because, here, I'll tell the story now. I don't care. I had a client come blowing in through the door to say that their dog got into some of their shit. So what did I do? I grabbed a bunch of Narcan and I ran outside and I grabbed the dog. And it took me three shots of Narcan. But I got the dog, saved the dog, got in trouble though, will tell you, totally got in trouble. There was a whole staff meeting about it. I got read the riot act. And I literally will never forget, I looked at them and I said, I'm just going to let you know that if it ever happens again, I'm going to take the dog and run across the fucking street. Because if I'm off property, I did. Yep. Because it was a liability. I got in trouble because saving a life was a liability. This is where systems started to fall apart for me big time. Because when I realized that they would rather put their liability over saving a life, I was like, this is bullshit. And I also worked with people who like abused their job. I watched drug and alcohol counselors sell drugs to clients. I watched drug and alcohol counselors do drugs. I watched them sell drugs to each other. I mean, it was like the wild, wild west over there. So what I will tell you is, as a recovering addict, I don't believe in MAT. Might work for you. I see it work. Not. So that's all I'm going to say. But I wish everyone the best in the path that they take. There was a lot that went into that. But that fall, I quit all my jobs. So serious. And then I basically had to do like an even bigger deep dive, because the life that I was told I had to live and the life that I felt in here were not the same. They were clashing big time. I even had like someone who I would consider a mentor in my life offer me this huge opportunity. And in a year ago, I would have jumped at that opportunity. And when he offered me the opportunity, he even made a statement to me like, you're just jumping around. And what I realized is that opportunity was only given to me on a controlled basis. It wasn't because I deserved it. And so it like killed me, because internally I knew I should have been so excited. Like that was something that was an opportunity that when I had to like ignore it, it made me realize that my life had genuinely shifted in ways that I hadn't been able to understand. And I knew that I had value to give to the world, and that I didn't need to keep stifling myself to be able to show it. And so I started really just digging back into myself, and my guides just kept telling me like, if you build it, they will come. And that's how Ether and Ash was born, truthfully. And I've been here ever since. And am I going to lie to you and say that like sometimes it's not stressful? Oh yeah, but it always works out. Like God always takes care of it, you know? There's never a day that goes by where it's not. Like sometimes I might struggle or get nervous, but I remember that there really isn't anything to fear. Everything works on a current. Gemini, I got you, my friend. Everything works on a current. So this is why I always talk about, this is a whole other story, but if you're someone who chronically deals with money problems, it really stems from A, your nervous system struggles to receive money, and B, you have fear and insecurity around money that stops it from flowing. Also remember, love and money are on the same frequency. So if you're someone who struggles to accept money, you also probably struggle to accept love. And you probably don't see the ways in which you're like blocking yourself, if that makes sense. Gemini, did you hear what kind of readings I'm doing today, or is there a kind of reading you're looking for specifically, my friend? Very much so. Okay, so what I was going to do for readings today is I was going to kind of do a mix of a couple things. So I'm basically going to click into people's energy and see what they have going on energy-wise, what I can see, and if your spirit guides have anything that they want to say. So if that sounds good to you, we'll jump right into it. Hi, Sam. Michelle, thanks for the follow. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Please don't forget to hydrate, truthfully. Okay. Then I'm coming over there. Let me get my needle. Hold on. Ugh. Gemini, do you deal with belly stuff? Have a good day, Shayna. Amen. Okay. Can I ask you another question? Do you deal with heartburn? Hi, Gypsy. Okay. So the reason I asked you about the heartburn is because I can feel it. The other thing too is, if I asked you if you're someone who, do you sometimes, okay, how do I say this? Do you sometimes feel that people deserve more things than you do? And I feel like it's specifically around like emotions and love. So what I mean by that is like, it gives me the impression that you are someone who, okay, it gives me the impression that you are someone who would like, you would let me pour my heart out to you and you would comfort me and you would like do all these kind things. But I get the impression that you don't feel that you're worthy of doing that yourself. Do you struggle to process your own emotions like internally? Do you like try to like do the it is what it is thing and like push them away? Thanks for the roses, Gypsy. I'm gonna ask you another question. You have this block that hangs out on your left shoulder. And usually when I see this block, this is a block that exists from childhood. So is there a time in childhood where that like still comes up for you, that you were told like you shouldn't have that or you don't deserve that or that you're not worth it? Thanks for the finger hearts. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. Do you also feel like, do you sometimes think that you're behind or you're like not where you're supposed to be? And do you hold the resentment against yourself for that? Okay. Because they just keep telling me like you feel like you're behind, but you're not. Here's the other thing. Do you deal with like a random like pain between your shoulder blades every now and then? Kind of feels like there's a knife like buried in there. Hi, Jen Marie. Okay, so a couple things. There's when we hold resentment, so our energy centers have a forward expression and a rear expression. So the front of our heart space usually holds like sadness, grief, loneliness, all those things. The back of our heart space usually holds betrayal. And it's usually like self-betrayal. And then the back of our neck is usually where resentment sits. So has something happened in the last week that has challenged the way you look at love and emotions for yourself? Does that make sense? That's why I think you have heartburn. That's what I'm trying to work on. Did this incident, was it a little before the heartburn started? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm just going to show you energetically what's happening. So you in your belly, okay, our solar plexus holds our perceptions of ourselves, right? It holds our self-worth, the way we see ourselves, the way we feel about ourselves. And the way we see and feel about ourselves is the way through which we see the world, okay? So as above, so below, right? We'll see the same lens through that way. So what I think is happening is that that belief that you hold that you're not good enough or you're not worthy enough or that you don't deserve it, you're in here. You internally know that you are, and you're working on processing through that belief. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's something that like you've really thought a lot about this week, is your capacity to give and receive love. Does that make sense? The other thing too is I wouldn't be surprised if you were to sit and look at whatever that situation was from childhood. You would notice that this left shoulder stiffness, tension you probably feel will start to pass. Hi, Amanda. Okay, I'm just gonna block her. Don't worry about it. Taken care of. All right, Gemini, here's what I'm going to say. Do you have a grounding like, first off, I think you have a couple guides who would be more than ready to step forward to have a conversation with you, but they give me the impression that you don't feel that you're worthy of having that conversation yet. So one thing I'm going to suggest is this. Do you ever take time to like sit and be present in your body? Okay, a couple of things with racing thoughts. One, we have to acknowledge them to see what they're trying to tell us. So what I always say if someone has racing thoughts is try to write them down. Like if you are someone who's really ruminating and stuck in like this overwhelming racing thought process, I want you to take a piece of paper and just write down your entire stream of consciousness until it just gets out on the piece of paper. Because then it gets out of here. And you don't have to go back, you don't have to decipher it, you don't have to read through it, but it has to get pulled out because it wants you to pay attention to it. So when I say sit with yourself, I don't mean go do a 45-minute meditation. There has to be a way to start building up on it because it's a muscle. So whether that is you taking 5 seconds to just be present, and you can do an exercise as simple as like the sensory grounding exercise. So you can do, what are 5 things I can touch? What are 4 things I can see? What are 3 things I can feel? What are 2 things I can smell? And what is 1 thing I can taste? And in doing something as simple as that for 5 or 10 seconds, you're going to be able to bring yourself back to that conscious state of being versus that worrying output. Because I think you spend a lot of your time like in a rumination cycle. Does that make sense? Like you're always just kind of going over the same things, and it's usually like built with fear, shame, and guilt. The other thing too, Gemini, I'm going to say before I like cut out of here is they've brought me to your throat a couple of times, and it gives me the impression that you like have a hard time verbalizing your emotions, not to other people, but even just to yourself. Do you struggle with identifying the emotion you're feeling in the moment? Because sometimes I feel like we struggle to identify, so then what we'll do is we'll name everything as anger or anxiety, or we'll just all name it all one feeling. Okay. Gemini, if I can suggest anything, because I've had to do this, and I've had a lot of people that I've suggested do this, and I know a lot of people in our community do it. If you are someone who is just starting to get in, hello everybody. If you are someone who is just starting to get in touch with yourself, right? A lot of the times we're not taught emotional regulation and we're not taught how to manage our feelings. Neither are we taught how to identify them. Yes. So, as Jen Marie says, the feeling wheel, Gemini. So, I remember when I first started trying to learn my feelings, I would have someone every morning who would be like, "How are you feeling today?" And I would be like, "Good." And they're like, "That's not a feeling." And I had to start to learn what an actual feeling is. So, if I could thank you, it's Glum Alex if you want to listen to it. I'm going to pull up a feelings wheel, Gemini, so you can see it. If you wanted to Google it, you just Google a feelings wheel, and it'll pop up. It'll look like this. They look like this. And then basically, what you do is you start off at the base of what you're feeling, and then you go out from there to identify it. So I suggest this for everybody. You don't have to feel immature or whatever. We're literally not taught how to do this stuff. We're not. So we have to start somewhere. And honestly, the easiest way is to reparent ourselves into understanding ourselves. Because if you're one of those people who feel that no one understands you, right? And that you struggle to connect with people, I think you also are going to be one of those people who, if you dug deep, you struggle to understand and connect with yourself. So Gemini, if I can make you any suggestion, one, I would start doing some grounding stuff. I would also look at the feelings wheel, and I would also, I'm in the middle of a reading charity. I haven't gone back to the oracle list yet. A feelings wheel, writing, and I would start trying to find a grounding connect in practice, if that makes sense. Even if it's just being present with your body for a minute. It's better than being on that stage of disconnected, if that makes sense. Allison, thanks for the follow. Gemini, before I click out of here, do you have any, a question for me? Because I feel like you might. Okay. There's also, if you're someone who's a part of our Discord, I post resources like this all the time. So feel free, if you're someone who's looking for, I think I posted a bunch of them in the shadow work tab actually. And also friendly reminder that if you're someone who really wants to dig into shadow work, I create a shadow work journal every single month for people who are in Patreon. So if you are someone who wants to start digging into that stuff, come join the Patreon. There's also, you can just grab the journal too if you don't want to join for everything else. But I try to release things for people that are helpful for them, and I try to make them accessible. Okay. Thank you for letting me in your energy, Gemini. Always an honor and a privilege. Okay, I am going to go back to the oracle card list real quick. So I'm going to give you a reminder of a couple things. I have 3 reading spots open. They're general reading spots. They're $22 a read. What they are is I'm basically going to go look in your energy, see what I can find and what your guides have to say, and just kind of let you know. So that's what we're doing today. I have 3 more spots for that. We're also pulling oracle cards. Tonight is movie night if you're someone who hangs out with us on the Discord. Tomorrow is craft night. Stop. Tomorrow is craft night, and then Wednesday is Ether Study Hall, which is in the Patreon. I do that workshop every month for my Patreon peeps, and this month, Gemini, thanks for the meerkat. And this month, the topic is energetic hygiene. Also, I opened a new workshop for this month. It's a live workshop. It's $33 a spot. It's live on Discord. It's 2 Sundays from now, and it's all about walking energy cords. So if you're someone who you want to learn how to find your living, breathing people, you want to learn how to find your missing cat, you want to learn how to find your missing headphones, That's all encompassed in walking energy cords. So if you're looking for more info on that, it's in the Discord, and I'm also going to post it in the Patreon. Okay, thank you guys for being patient with me. All right, Gypsy. Gypsy, are you still in here? If you are someone who's been waiting on an oracle card for sending a heart me, can you just put your name in here so I make sure I don't miss you? All right, Gypsy, let's see. Gypsy, this is the dolphin. Live joyfully in the present with Archangel Jules. Let's see. The wisdom of the dolphin card reminds you that you are a special, highly evolved being. Throughout your soul journey, you may not have been faultless. No one has, but that is the past. You are now a light bearer, carrying sacred geometric codes and keys from this and other universes. Dance and play and do what makes your heart happy. Your task is to lighten up and be joyful and gracious as you spread your wisdom. Bring through the golden ray and you will automatically heal others. Bum, bum. Oh, I hope you're all having a beautiful day. All right, Charity, I'm coming to you. Let's see. This is the donkey. Keep your heart open no matter what with Archangels Mary and Gabriel. You're welcome, Gypsy. Thanks for being patient with me. Do-do-do. This card indicates that you've been through or are still undergoing some sort of test or initiation, and you may feel it has been unfair, but your soul undertook it to advance you to higher spiritual levels. Such challenges help you to develop qualities of patience, forbearance, and courage. Accept this, stay centered and calm, and keep your heart open. Use all experiences to strengthen yourself, and you'll move into a higher spiritual level. Then everything will feel worthwhile as you see with enlightened eyes. When you pass an initiation, you're always rewarded. So something much better is coming into your life. All right, little bits. And then I'm going to Jen Marie. Hi, Amanda. All right, let's see. So don't forget, tonight is movie night. Tomorrow is craft night. Wednesday is the Ether Study Hall if you're someone who is a member of Ember Healer's Heart or Soul Sanctuary. There is a bunch of stuff coming up this week, and there's a new workshop for this month if you want to check it out. Little bit, this is the cat. Be relaxed and independent with Archangel Raphael. When you receive this card, you're reminded that everything you know is already within you. Take time to let yourself relax and surrender to the divine in order to access your innate wisdom. Then be aware you'll be raising your frequency as well as those around you. When you're centered and calm, Archangel Raphael connects with you and your psychic and spiritual awareness develops. You spread peace, love, and healing. Be centered in yourself and confers protection on you, your home, and your loved ones. As the universe watches over you, it also enables the angelic realms to bring you your heart's desire. Little bits, that was fabulous. Okay, Amanda, not Amanda Lamb, my other Amanda, my spiritual herpes Amanda. This is the Kingfisher. Be patient and focused with Archangel Bekepi. This card is reminding you it is time to be clear about your heart's desire. Set your vision positively and ask that it comes to you in a way that brings a positive outcome for everyone. Once you've decided what you wish to bring into your life, be prepared to be calm and patient. Watch out for any signs from the universe or intuitions that may direct you to a course of action, but do not let your thoughts waver. Remember that they are inevitably drawing your desire to you. So as soon as it is within grasp, take immediate action. This is the moment for speed and energy. The universe is about to offer you an opportunity, so stay positive and grounded. Something good is coming your way. That was beautiful. All right, Jen Marie and then Amanda Lamb. Is there anybody else I've missed on my list? Jen, this is the Badger. Hi, Vamp. Bring your life into balance with Archangels Mary and Sindolphin. You're welcome. So, Don't forget, everybody, tonight's movie night. We're watching Moana. Tomorrow is craft night. Wednesday is Ether Study Hall. It's all about energetic foundations if you're someone who's over in there. This week is soul sessions, and then there's also a guided meditation for the day after Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is soul sessions. When you receive this card, it suggests you need to strengthen your aura by building your confidence and expanding your heart. Invoke the great Archangel Mary and ask her to bathe you in love, and then sit quietly to receive it. Breathe in her energy and then breathe it out around you until you're surrounded by a blue cocoon of high frequency light. This will help you to deal with any negativity sent to you from others. The Badger also calls you to do service work for the planet. Connect to their energy through this card and then link into Archangel Sandalphon, the great silver angel in charge of the Earth Star chakra. Let Archangel Mary's love and light flow through you into the earth and direct it through the ley lines. Picture them becoming gold and radiant. Jen, beautiful. All right, Amanda Lamb, let's see. And if you're someone who has been interested in like doing a deeper dive into your spirit guides or your past lives, check out the reports in my private booking link. You don't have to talk to me on the phone or nothing. I basically do the reading and I write everything down and then I just give it to you in a report. All right, let's see. This is the Horse. Care for others and let them be free with Archangel Mary and Christiel. I think the movie and craft night are at 4 p.m. your time, Amanda. This card calls you to expand your heart center and focus on your noblest qualities and aspirations. You're reminded that in order to honor others and let them be free, you must first respect yourself and set yourself free. So tune into the great universal angel Mary and let her wonderful healing divine feminine light bathe you and dissolve the old. Then take decisions that chime with you and light you up. Visualize the moon or look at it if you can, and be aware of Archangel Christiel's shimmering milky white light extending to your third eye, and a magnificent pure white unicorn walking along the light to touch you. Boom! Amanda Lamb, that was fabulous. Hi, Loki. All right, Vamp, I'm coming to you, and then I got SJ next. I hope you're all having a beautiful day, so don't forget, there is a class this week. It's Ether Study Hall. It's all about energetic foundations. If you want to be a part of it, Ember's on a 7-day free trial, just saying. And then I also opened up a new workshop in 2 weeks. It's on a Sunday, and it's about walking energy cords. So if you haven't heard from your man all day and you want to check for signs of life, you can slide down his energy cord. Your cat hasn't come home and you want to find him, you can slide down your energy cord. If you lost your glasses and you can't find them, you can learn to slide down an energy cord. So if you would like to sign up for that class, just send the 33 doll hairs to whichever link works for you, and just make sure you put in the note what it's for. There is also not a cap on this class, so as many people want to come hang out, feel free. All right, Vamp, this is the Butterfly. Be ready to transform with wisdom with Archangel Pre-Minalik. Do-do-do. When you receive the Butterfly card, you're advised that it is time for a profound transformation. You're ready to emerge from your cocoon, and do not rush this. You need a phase of relaxation and calm before you spread your wings. Use this period of a life review to help you decide what you want to change, and remember that the process is inevitable. You will emerge as a different spiritual person. See the world through eyes of expectation and do everything with a new joy and lightness. Stay in harmony and peace, and remember that you're a beloved child of the universe and that wondrous possibilities are becoming available to you. You'll be protected and supported as you explore the new. Vamp, that was beautiful, my friend. All right, SJ, let's see what we got. This is the Ant card. Hi, Killa. Cooperate for the highest good of the community with Archangel Pre-Minalik. The message of the Ant card is to devote yourself to making your home welcoming and harmonious, while at the same time acting to bring your community together. You can take small steps with picking up litter or smiling at your neighbors, or aim higher and actively offer yourself in service. The ants carry the keys to Sirius, which is to understand the universal Metatron cube. Look at it and absorb its energy. This is a fundamental tool to open your consciousness to the power of sacred geometry. The patterns act as codes that start to balance you and bring you into alignment with your soul blueprint. The angels will begin to sing, pouring their beautiful sonics over you, and this will attract higher energy and people towards you. SJ, that was beautiful. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had one? Friendly reminder, I have 3 reading spots open today, well, left for the day. It's a general reading. So what that looks like is a little bit of energy work. Jamie, can I ask you a question? So that's the second time that you posted that. Do you consciously find yourself going into other people's live streams to talk about the way that they do things? Or is it just here? It gives everyone the same. That's the point. The cards have oh, Ken. Next time, give me a minute, will you? Give me a minute. Okay. Let me see. I gotta fix it because now we have comments. Blocked keywords. It's okay, but I honestly would have liked to have had a conversation because there are some people who feel that way, and I think it's because they don't actually understand what it is, and I would rather be able to educate somebody versus just block them for having a difference of opinion. So there's a lot of people that feel that way. I've even had other readers that are like, you shouldn't read out of the book. Well, I'm going to give you my purview, okay? My purview is this. Every oracle card deck has a specific reason and a specific purpose and intention for the deck, okay? You are more than welcome, if you would like, to make up your own interpretation of the card. However, the cards already have a specific reading. So, the energy of the card is the same. I'm not trying to make up readings for people. If the energy links to the card, then you are working within the same energy as the other person who got the same card. It's like I get very confused when people will pull the same tarot card for 3 different people, but it supposedly has 3 different meanings. That makes no fucking sense. The card didn't change. You just can't do that. You just make it up and think you're better than other people. It doesn't make sense. So I would be more than happy to ever have that conversation with somebody, but what I find weird is when people come in and they don't ask questions and they just automatically try to control things. I also can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, I'm a reader too, but I'm certified. Who the fuck certified you? Another human being who taught you their own interpretation of it? And that's why I'm not in competition with anybody. I just want to put that out there. I'm here to just share what I know, and you use your discernment and take it or leave it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you, that's right, you're wrong. I'm not going to scroll through people's live streams and tell them how to do their job. None of it. None of it. So, you are more than welcome to hang and ask me questions. I would be more than happy to answer them and talk about them. But what I don't do is shred other people's belief systems or how they do things, right? Because there are I mean, I could sit here all day and talk to you about people who do readings without having any energetic protections. But what would the point be, right? They'll learn eventually on their own someday. So does everybody get the same reading? I don't think so, because I think they interpret them differently. I think the energy is the same, however. Hi, Sierra. How are you? So we have 3 reading spots today. They're general reads. So what I'll do is come in and basically tell you what's in your energy, some stuff your spirit guides want you to know. We'll see whatever comes through. Those are 22 doll hairs. If you're looking for more in-depth stuff than that, I want you to look at the private booking link. There's reports, there's rituals, there's so much stuff in there to check out. If you want to start learning stuff, you want to start learning energy work, you want to start learning mediumship, you want to start astral traveling places, come hang out in the Patreon. The Patreon is really all the like fun places to go and to learn. There's almost 400 posts over on the Patreon. There's over 10 classes. There's almost 20 meditations. There's a ton of stuff over there. So feel free to go check it out. And I'd like to give you a friendly reminder that Ember's $20 a month. If you see it listed for more than that, it's because you're in the app. So go out of the app and go into the web browser. Just like all the classes are $22. But if you do it through the app, it'll like up it. Bye, little bits. Have a great day. All right. Is there anybody who has been waiting on their oracle card who would like one? Friendly reminder that you don't have to take one, and if you don't like the way I do it, you're more than welcome to keep on scrolling. Same thing if you don't like how I do energy reads, if you think I'm a devil because Allison, I pulled one for you already today. If you think I'm the devil because I talk to dead people, you don't have to comment on it. You can literally just keep scrolling. Thanks. Beautiful. All right, Loki, let's see. Killa, do you want a card for the day? Oh, Allison, you're okay. I think you were one of the first people I pulled a card for. Okay, let's see. Loki, this is the cat. Be relaxed and independent with Archangel Raphael. Let's see. When you receive this card, you're reminded that everything you need is already within you. Take time to let yourself relax and surrender to the divine in order to access your innate wisdom and knowing. Then be aware that you'll be raising your frequency as well as that of all of those around you. When you're centered and calm, Archangel Raphael connects with you and your psychic and spiritual awareness develops. You spread peace, love, and healing. Being centered in yourself confers protection on you, your home, and your loved ones. As the universe watches over you, it enables the angelic realms to bring you your heart's desire. Sure. All right, Sierra, let's see. This is the ant. Cooperate for the highest good of the community. Charity, thanks for that. The message of the ant card is to devote yourself to making your home welcoming and harmonious. While at the same time acting to bring your community together, you can take small steps like picking up litter or smiling at your neighbors, or aim higher and actively offer yourself in service. The ants carry the keys to Sirius, which is to understand the universal Metatron cube. Look at it and absorb its energy. This is a fundamental tool to open your consciousness to the power of sacred geometry. The patterns act as codes that start to balance and bring you into alignment with your soul blueprint. Thanks for the finger hearts and you're awesome. Thank you guys for helping me light up the gift gallery. We need 6 roses next. That's where we're on. Let's see. So don't forget, I got 3 spots left for today if you want to do a reading. It's general read, so it's a mix of energy and spirit guides for 22, or it's the stuff over here. And let's see. Okay, let me fix this. Thank you guys for the rose and thanks for the heart me. Okay, let's see. Yem, my friend, would you still like a card? Hi, Bex. All right, I'm gonna go to, 1 second. Oh shit, now this, hold on. I already did, okay, hold on, stop, because you and I are on 2 different parts of the list. I've already done some of them, so hold on a second. All right, let's restart it. All right, 1 second. Yem, Chloe, and Becky. That's who I have right now, is Yem, Chloe, and Becky. Okay, is there anyone else who I've missed who hasn't had a card? All right, Yem, let's see. Yem, left or right, my friend? I don't do love readings. Not for me. There are plenty of people who will, but I do not. And I don't do them because 98% of the people who ask me for a love reading don't love themselves. This is the llama. Set clear boundaries and enforce them with Archangel Shamuel. All right, let's see. This is the card of pure love. It suggests your heart is warm and open, so you may let others impose on your good nature or drain you. Decide what is acceptable for you, and then it is important to set clear boundaries, as we're all energetically entwined. It may be enough for you to define these boundaries mentally. However, your guidance is to be prepared to enforce them tactfully if necessary. Then you'll find it easier to follow your heart and be loyal, caring, and patient with your loved ones and those in need. Remember to find time to see positive friends and do things that make you feel relaxed and happy, as this will give you energy and keep your frequency high. It'll benefit you to tune into the cosmic heart for love and support. Loki. All right, Chloe, let's see. Bex, thanks for the share. All right. Chloe, this is the camel. Be forbearing and patient with Archangel Jophiel. You are blessed to receive this card of wisdom. It suggests that you hold golden wisdom in your divine blueprint and that in your life plan you have contracted to share this with humanity. This path calls on you to practice patience, forbearance, and humility. You may feel ahead of your time, and many will sense the light you carry and will react to it in different ways, so you will need to stay in balance whatever is happening around you. If you do not fully recognize who you are, your guidance is to sit quietly, placing a golden sparkling light around yourself, and call on Archangel Jophiel, the angel of wisdom, to help you attune to your true self. Then expect the deep knowing held in your soul to start coming forward. Thank you guys for the roses. Ugh. All right, I already did that person. Already did them. You are welcome. All right, Becky, let's see. Let's see. This is the guinea pig. Do your part to illuminate the universe with Archangel Mary. Let's see. This is the card of love. Just reading it starts to connect you energetically to guinea pigs and through to the cosmic heart. Be open to receiving a download of agape, and remember that when love flows from your heart, it ignites the heart of all of those around you. Then, for a brief and glorious moment, you activate and light up the stellar links throughout creation with bright pink love. In this way, you do your part to illuminate the universe, and in response, the cosmos floods you with love and all manners of abundance. Just relax and trust, knowing that love is coming for you. Becky, that was fab. That was fab. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Okay, you're welcome. So, I have 3 reading spots left. They're general readings. It's a little bit of energy reading. It's a little bit of what your spirit guides want you to know. Tonight is movie night. We're watching Moana. Tomorrow is craft night. So if you want to come craft and yap, come hang out with us. Wednesday is Ether Study Hall. The topic of Ether Study Hall this week is energetic hygiene. So if you're someone who's a part of the Patreon, that's the one class we do every month for everybody over there. And the topic obviously changes every month. I also opened up a new workshop. It's 2 weeks from now on a Sunday. And it's all about how to walk energy cords. So like if you want to find somebody, if you want to find your lost cat, you want to find a missing object, this is a good foundation to start for that. It is 33. It's a good place to build the foundation for that. I think that's what I was going to say. It's live on the Discord too. And there's no cap at how many people there are. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had one? Or do you have questions for me? Whether it's about readings, your own energy stuff, your own anything. What you got? Or do you have a question about something? Like a topic or whatever? Hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. I'm excited for Moana, personally. I've been trying to draw for the past 2 days, but I hate it, so I'm probably going to throw it out and redo something during the movie. I can't get the eye right. It's really driving me nuts. Nuts. I can't do it. We can start with the Moana like songs right now if you want. If Ken really wants to have to hear me sing. Soulfully, my biggest suggestion is it doesn't take a lot of time to. So this is one thing I try to tell everybody. You can cleanse your energy when you go to the bathroom. I do every time because you have to do that. If I can make a suggestion to you, like 5 minutes before you go to bed at night, soulfully, I would just start connecting into yourself. Like take 5 minutes, like right when you get into bed, before you're about to go to sleep, like take some time to just be present and see what messages come through. And then also remember the way that there are like 7 different ways that we receive messages. Okay. So like, I know a lot of people really get held up on the sight thing, but I have to tell you something. Not everybody has the ability to see. Okay. So, and not everybody is going to open up the ability to see like right off the gate. And a lot of people like fault themselves for that. And what I will tell you is the sight takes a long time to work on. I've been able to see since I was a kid, and I've always used my sight, always. And that's why people come through to me so clear, like a movie. And it took me years to do that. Years. So if you're someone who's starting to connect in, don't get hung up on one way. Not everybody can visualize. Some people feel. Some people also I deal with inner knowing. That's one of the hardest ones, like to gaslight yourself out of, truthfully. So just take like a couple minutes to click in. And if you're someone who's like never started anywhere, I have a free guided meditation on YouTube, to connect in with your spirit guides. It's like 20 minutes. And I know a lot of people like really like that. I've heard a lot of good feedback from it, so feel free. And then also I want to remind you that if you're someone who is like just starting to click in, or you're just starting to connect with your guides, you have to build the relationship. It's not like you're going to click up there for the first time and have a whole conversation and get these earth-shattering things. Like, you have to build up. It's like a relationship with any human being. You don't get to the good stuff until you've known each other a while. Does that make sense? Welcome back, Kai. It's all about feeling. I've started to teach that. So if you're someone who takes classes with me, I talk about how to visualize and feel at the same time. Thanks for the heart me. Hold on. I got to go back to Amanda's question. The difference between Soul Sanctuary. Oh, the difference between Soul Sanctuary and Healer's Hearth is this. So, Soul Sanctuary, you get a reading and energy work every month. Healer's Hearth, you only get the energy work. Soul Sanctuary, you get access to every class, where Healer's Hearth, you only get access to like 2 classes. Healer's Hearth does get the guided meditations. And there's no soul sessions. So, Healer's Hearth is for people who are really looking for like more energy work stuff, and like guided meditations. Soul Sanctuary is where you get access to every class, every meditation, every live stream, including soul sessions. And you do a reading and energy work every month versus one. I actually think the Healer's Hearth healing is this coming Friday. I think, potentially. I hope that was helpful. If you would like me to explain it more, I would be more than happy to. So this is one of the other things. Thank you for that. So if you're someone who is interested in taking the Walking Chords workshop, this is going to be, it's okay. I want you to know that in building this is going to be another skill that you have to build on. It's also going to be getting you more in touch with your intuition, and learning how to trust what comes through first. Because especially if you're someone who has a very logical brain, it's very hard for you to deal with the intangibles. And I'm someone who used to do that. I always used to say fact and logic. And I have to tell you something, that there are just some things that aren't explained by fact or logic. And they're very real. So, that's one of the things we're also going to talk about. Yes, the Shadow Work Journal is an Ember, Soul Sanctuary, and Healer's Hearth. So yes, most definitely, Amanda. I also think it's like Ether 101 and Spirituality 101. You also get access to the Ether Study Hall every month, Amanda. So you get to take that class. That's for everybody too. And all the guided meditations and all that stuff, obviously. Bum, bum, bum. I thought the Shadow Work Journal for this month was pretty cute, actually. Okay, let's see. I know someone sent a heart me. Michelle, would you like an oracle card, my friend? Soulfully, I hope that was helpful. Jonas, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but like, hi Wildflower. What do you mean by that? Like, how will you know your girlfriend? So are you telling me that you're like on the hunt for a girlfriend? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, so what are you asking me? Wildflower, how are you? Let me pull your oracle card. This is the Elephant. Open yourself to true abundance with Archangels Mary and Raphael. Sandy, hello. All right, let's see. The Elephant card reminds you to keep your frequency high by having more fun, playing, and being joyful. Whether you're a male or a female, practice divine feminine qualities within every area of your life to ensure you have a strong and stable foundation. Sit quietly and breathe into your third eye, tuning into the Elephant Kingdom and Archangel Raphael, the awesome Emerald Angel of healing and abundance. Then link into Jupiter and its ascended aspect Junbei to call in perfect health and cosmic abundance to bathe in consciousness. Then send out a stream of energy to help build the crystalline web around our planet. Oh, I had a stuck energy burp. Sorry. That's the other thing I want to touch on real quick. Okay, if you're someone who has ever done energy work with me, or you start doing energy work for the first time, one of the things you'll notice is that you might burp a lot, you might yawn a lot, and those are totally normal ways that our body actually processes energy. If you're someone who's ever seen me do mediumship, or like certain readings, you'll see me burp the whole time, and it's just how my body processes the energy of whatever I'm working on. It's the same with yawning. So if you ever see me do a reading and after I disconnect from the reading, you see me consistently yawning, it's just how my body is processing the energy that was in my field. So it's the same for you. I promise there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. All right, Lizzie. Hi. Hello. Let's see. What do we got for Lizzie? This is the Bat, see-through illusion into truth with Archangel Jurenka. So then, Jonas, are you trying to convince yourself that something's wrong? Choosing this card suggests you open your heart and pour love into caring for and nurturing those close to you. When you raise the frequency of your heart center, it enables your throat chakra to expand too. So focus on communicating with love and integrity. Then ask Archangel Michael to help you develop telepathy and other psychic abilities. Tune into the bats to download your highest potential and perhaps even the spiritual technology of the future. Your guidance is also to look at the world with fresh eyes and perceive everything with wisdom. Listen to your intuition to discover the reasons beyond the obvious. Oh my gosh, Wildflower, you're fine. No one has bad energy. I just want everybody to know that. There isn't like, I don't see things as positive or negative. I see them as low vibrational or higher. A lot of the times, Jonas, your lost loved ones in those will tell you. So like, I'm gonna out myself. Every time that I think about dating, my guides tell me that it's somebody I already know that I'm gonna wind up with, which disgusts me. So I try to like look outside of that somehow. So just know that sometimes they tell you the answer, even if it's what you don't want to hear. And if you're expecting an answer, you might not hear the real one because you're so stuck on the expectation of the other. You're welcome. You are welcome. All right, let's see, Sandra. This is the Cat. God, be relaxed and independent with Archangel Raphael. This is a very common theme today. When you receive this card, you're reminded that everything you need to know is already within you. Take time to let yourself relax and surrender to the divine in order to access your innate wisdom and knowing. Then be aware you'll be raising your frequency as well as all of that of those around you. When you're centered and calm, ask Archangel Raphael to connect with you in your psychic and spiritual awareness so it develops. You spread peace, love, and healing, and being centered in yourself confers protection on you, your home, and your loved ones. As the universe watches over you, it also enables the angelic realms to bring you your heart's desire. Yeah, and that's exactly how we acknowledge it, truthfully. You're welcome, Jonas. So like I'll tell you that like as I was processing my shadow work this weekend, I was so annoyed at myself yesterday because I just kept getting angry. Like I couldn't get myself centered type of thing. I really was struggling with it, and all I had to do was just keep being conscious of it and knowing it wasn't me, that I was just dealing with some integrative stuff that was tough. And so that's why I always tell people, like, give yourself grace. I practice it. I'm not great at it, but I'm really trying. Because some days I just feel like I should be better than I am. And that's unfair. And it's also not me that feels that way. Because I gotta tell you that I'm still mind blown that Ether and Ash has been around for a year coming up soon. And I can't tell you like how, this sounds so fucked up, guys, but I'm just gonna say it. I am more proud of the fact that Ether and Ash has been around for a year than I'm proud of the fact that I just celebrated 8 years of sobriety. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Like, if you ask me which one was more important to me, I know that they both go hand in hand and one wouldn't exist without the other, but I am like way more proud of what has happened in the last year. And I think it's because I've watched how it's affected other people. And that's what it's all about for me. Like, truthfully, what it's all about. So shout out to all of you. That's the 24th. We're having a big hangout on Discord that day if you want to come hang out. I think we're also going to do like just some free readings that afternoon on live just to kind of like give back. Thank you. I'm proud of me too, man. And I'm proud of all of you, truthfully, because you guys make this place what it is. Like, I hope you know that. And I've been able to watch so many of you grow, and I've also been able to experience, like, learn so much for myself. Because I don't think people talk enough about this, but every time I do a reading, like, I learn new things about readings that, like, and I learn better ways of doing readings and, like, getting things to function. So, like, there are just so many more things I've been able to expand on, and that's because I've just had time to practice doing them with you all when I really like, right, Lizzie? Like when I jumped in and I used to, guys, I remember for the first 3 weeks, I would come on here and be like, hi, my name's Molly, and I'm coming out of the spiritual closet, and I'm really scared. Be nice to me. I'm really scared. I'm really scared. That's like all I said over and over and over again. And so I am just so, like, I'm grateful for all of you who are like super kind and welcoming. And honestly, in the beginning, nobody was mean to me. Like, no one called me a demon, whatever. That's a new thing in the last like 6 months or whatever, but it is what it is. You always get fans somewhere. So truthfully, like, shout out to you all for real. So I'm going to remind you of a couple things. I have 3 reading spots today. 3 reading spots left if you want them. They're general reads, like what's in your energy, what your guides want you to know. If you're looking for a more in-depth one, I'm going to give you an example of this. So if you're like, Molly, what is a spirit guide snapshot? Well, hold on. Let me show you, okay? So I gotta get this bigger so you can't see people's names. If you're someone who signs up for a spirit guide snapshot, whatever time you book the appointment for is the time that the snapshot winds up in your email. So this is what the spirit guide one looks like. It tells you what's in your energy, and then it tells you all the things that your guides want you to know. If you do a past life snapshot, the beginning, like the top, is what I tell you that I saw in your past life, and then the bottom is about soul cycles. So to answer your question, Sandra, a lot of our soul cycles come from past lives, and they're things that our soul agreed to work on. So if you're someone who wants a past life spread, what I do is I ask the cards, what is one of the cycles that you're working on, and just a couple ways we can work through it. And what else? Tonight's movie night, tomorrow's craft night. Wednesday is the Ether Study Hall for people who are in Ember, Healer's Hearth, and Soul Sanctuary. We do that every month. And then bye, Amanda. Have a beautiful day. And then also I opened, let me get to it. There is a new workshop this month if you want to learn how to walk energy cords. It's on February 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's $33 a person. There's no capacity limit, and it's live on Discord. So if you're someone who you want to find something when you lose it, or you haven't gotten a text back and you want to make sure that person's still alive, walking energy cords is how we figure all that stuff out. So if you're someone who's interested in that, sign up by sending the doll hairs wherever you would like to, and just put in the note what it's for. Da-da-da! Sandra! All right, let's do a spread. Oh, and don't forget, Soul Sessions is on Valentine's Day. And then friendly reminder too that the next guided meditation is actually for Lupercalia, I think, which is on Sunday. And no, we're not slaughtering any sheep. Putting that up there. All right, let me get this deck. Let's see. All right, Sandra, let's see what we got. All right, so tell me about a prominent soul cycle for Sandra. Soul cycle. Oh, wow. Sandra, do you deal with feeling like people abandon you and then in turn you end up abandoning yourself? Like, has abandonment been like a big thing? Like, I just get the impression that everybody leaves. And so in turn that reflects your self-worth. Yeah. Okay. So this is the soul cycle card. This is what when we talk about karma, this is what my belief is of karma, is that it's literally just the lessons your soul has tried to learn. So when you tell someone, I hope you get your karma, you're basically saying, I hope you learn your lesson. So the next thing that came up with it is abandonment, right? So it gives me the impression that, do you also, let me ask you something. Do you shut yourself off from like receiving love and other things because you think the person will just leave? Like if someone came up to you today and told you they loved you and they never leaved you, like would never leave you, would you tell them to like shove off? Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys for all the tippy tapping. Thank you for helping me light up the gift gallery too. So I'm going to tell you without pulling, I'm going to keep pulling, but I'm going to let you know that we have to find a way to get you to find the worth in yourself, because your self-worth isn't predicated by how other people feel about you. The other thing too is, are you afraid to move forward? Like, do you not find yourself worthy of it? Yeah, we have to find a way to get you to trust yourself, though. That's the thing. We got to find a way, because that's going to be the first thing, is not worrying about trusting in other people. The first thing is going to be learning to trust yourself, because I got to be honest, the Subtle Realms card came out and it gives me the impression that you're someone who receives messages, but you struggle with believing them or finding the worthiness in them and trusting your intuition. So one of the things is if we can find a way for you to start showing that kindness to yourself, because Sandra, here's the thing. I think that you show kindness to absolutely everybody else. And I also think that you think everybody else is deserving of the world except you. So we got to find a way for you to start going inside and figuring out why you're worthy of love and why you don't want to abandon yourself, regardless of how anybody else feels. Does that make sense? I'm getting a foot cramp. Oops. Wildflower. It's hard. It's hard. Sandra, I don't know. And I'm going to say this, don't let someone put that juju on you, truthfully. Because I think you're someone who's here not to pay for the sins, but I think you're here to break the generational curse. But I think you struggle with feeling worthy of that. Yeah. Okay. So this is the taking stock card, right? Which is looking back. And I think there's a lot of it that you get held up on in the guilt department. So I want you to know that you are worthy of all the love and things that you give to other people, Sandra. It's time to give it to you, though. So I think sometimes you look outside of yourself for that, and the answer is in here. Because you're worthy of love and support, even if at the moment, if it just comes from you. Does that make sense? So I hope, like, I can't tell you how worthy you really are. One of the hardest parts is going to be able to see your worth and understanding that. So thank you for allowing me to pull those for you. Don't abandon yourself, because a lot of the time, that's one of the biggest things. I've done it. That's one of the biggest things I see is when we abandon ourselves. because someone else did it. And then we put our worth into, well, if I was worthy, they wouldn't have done that. And it really is just a reflection of them, not you. Because a lot of people don't have the capacity to hold things. Sorry, I just saw this big sparkle out of the side of my eyeball. I was just trying to figure out what it was. I'm going to ask a real weird question. Does anybody have someone who's crossed who very specifically has a handlebar mustache? Sometimes that happens, Wildflower. Did it turn white, Beth? And did they have glasses? Okay. Can I ask you something? Is there something memorable about this person's nose? Like, was it a little, like this? Like, was it a little bulbous at the bottom? Does that make any sense? Like this? I'm trying really hard. Okay, all right. Is this someone you think, is this someone on your mom's side? Is this your mom's dad? Yeah, okay. 1 second. Did he have like, you might not know the answer to this, but did he deal like with headaches or something? Stop. Stop. Oh my God, bad timing. Stop. Other question. Did he have some kind of heart condition? Like, did that heart condition ultimately lead to his passing? Okay. I was going to say, he says there's something like whether he had this heart condition and it was like exacerbated, but like he's like very specific to me about like some kind of something. So let's just move on from that. Let's see. Hold on. Can I ask you something? He just showed me like, weird. Do you know what a fly fishing vest is? Like the tan one? What he shows me is like, he has on some kind of like plaid long sleeve shirt. And maybe it's not plaid, but there's like it's like dark red with like white striping on it. And then some kind of like tan vest. Does that make sense for something he would wear? Okay. All right. Okay. This someone who's like big, like super kind, like gives me the impression of like soft spoken, like everybody loved him. Does that track? He's just got like this big glow. I don't know how else to describe it. I also get the impression there's probably something about like his laugh. Like he had like a deep belly laugh. Okay. Okay. Would you identify some kind of strained relationship with his dad? You might not know the answer to that, but he just mentioned it. Okay. Was he someone who was really prideful about the work that he did? And did he do it for a long time? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you sometimes not do things because you don't think you're worth it, or that there's a fear of failure around it that you couldn't do it? Okay. He wants me to stress to you a couple things. You put a lot of pressure on yourself. A lot. Like, he tells me that, like, you just pile on all this stuff on your shoulders. And then you, like, bear it. And half of the burden isn't yours. Does that make sense? He also gives me the impression that, like, if I made the statement to you about doing things the hard way, do you know what I mean by that? Okay. All right. Just, it's being passed along again, just so you know. The other thing too, Beth, is he really would like me to stress to you that he visits you more than you give him credit for. He's someone who is very energetically, like, aware. So do you ever sometimes just get like these like weird like tingles that like run up your right hip up into your right arm? Okay, so I want you to know this. One, he hangs out with you quite a bit. You'll feel him on your right side because he's trying to teach you how to differentiate who is who. So the more we get into being like into connecting with stuff, you'll notice that sometimes men come through the right side versus the left side, because remember, we have a masculine and feminine side. And so sometimes if spirit is trying to help you learn, they'll come from the side which they belong. Makes sense. So the next time you get like that big sit with it. Also, I have to ask you a weird question. Is there some kind of Canadian silver coin that has like the queen on it? Yeah, I brushed my teeth. Thank you for asking. Did you? Okay. Have you found one of these coins head up in like a weird place recently? It kind of looks like on a carpet. So, what I would like to let you know is that if you haven't found it in the next week, I don't even know what that coin is, but it's silver and it definitely has a lady on it with a big head of hair and some kind of crown. So, you're going to find it with that lady's face, head side up. And I think you're going to end up finding it somewhere on like a carpet or something. He also really would like me to stress to you that you have to try to give yourself some grace. The other thing too is he wants to talk. Do you have a hard time processing your emotions and like internalizing it as like blaming yourself for having them? So, he wants me to explain to you that you hold yourself behind this wall that you think is protecting you, and it's actually keeping you from other people and experiences. Does that make sense? Okay. One second. Can I ask you a question? Did he have a gold wedding band? Just so I think there's someone like a woman who has it, maybe your mom. And I get the impression that like there is some like that whoever has this ring has some questions around whether he visits or not, and he would like you to tell them if you ever get the chance that he's there quite a bit. The last thing I'm going to say to you before I let him go is, do you have a lamp that acts up sometimes? Like flickers or like like it looks like it might go dim a little and then like pop back up. Okay. He would like you to know that he has a role to play in that. So that's another way that if you ever, like if that happens, you can just say hello to him. And that'll also be a way for you to verify that he hangs out with you there too. Beth, thanks for letting me impromptu hang out with your grandpa for a little bit. He really says that you've been like, I'm not trying to like throw your shit out here or anything, but like he said you've really been struggling and like he really wanted to get through to you, especially about like your emotional stuff. Does that make sense? Okay, he also wants me, before I let him go again, he just really wants me to bring to you that the resentments that you hold against yourself, it's not your fault. And the longer you like, because he tells me that you wear that like resentment against yourself as a shield to make sure it doesn't happen again. And yeah, okay. So I'm not going to put your shit on Front Street, but I just want you to know that he really wants you to know that like you're worthy of putting it down. Makes sense? Just pulled on my cheek as I said goodbye. Yeah. I get it. It's sometimes, what I will tell you from personal experience is it's one of those, it's really scary to think about. He just did it to me as he left. He was like, see ya, thanks, thanks. Like, oh, you're welcome. So just know, Beth, that like it took a lot of time to get it there. So it's going to take time to start undoing it. But we got to put the trust in you that you have the capacity to do it no matter how scary it will be. Because remember, we don't grow unless we're uncomfortable. Makes sense? As long as we keep ourselves in that same box, we'll never outgrow it. It's like we put ourselves in our own little terrarium and we're like, well, the box is only this big, so I can't grow anymore. Ooh, bummer. And if you find your coin, let me know. Let me know if you find your coin. Thanks for letting me chat with him. He made his appearance very known. He was like right in my eyeball over there for a minute. Ugh. Okay. All right, so I know some people are waiting for oracle cards. Just a friendly reminder that I'm not going to stop what I'm doing in the middle of it just to pull a card. So sometimes there might be a wait and sometimes there is a long list, but I'm not going to ever stop a reading or stop mid-sentence to do oracle cards. So just bear with me. I promise I'll get to them. So who has been patiently waiting for an oracle card? I would be more than happy to pull it for you. No, that one's got to go. Can we block that one or is it too late? Probably too late. Hi, Faith. Spiritual reading is a spam bot, so we got to try to block that one. Okay, I'm going to do Jessica's and then Beth, I'm coming to you. All right, let's see. What do we got? Jessica, this is the Bear. Use power with wisdom with Archangels Uriel and Jophiel. The Bear card suggests that you have the wisdom within you that enables you to establish your power and use it correctly. For this is important for you to be in an environment where you're happy and free. So examine your world, and if you need to make changes, ask Archangel Uriel to help you. He'll strengthen your solar plexus chakra so that you'll feel more confident and strong. You may need to walk alone while you reclaim your wisdom and worth. If so, use this opportunity to create your own cocoon so that source light can touch you. All right, Beth, let's see. Whoa. Beth, this is the Bat. See through illusion into truth with Archangel Dorenka. Choosing this card suggests you open your heart and pour love into caring for and nurturing those close to you. When you raise the frequency of your heart center, it enables your throat chakra to expand. So focus on communicating with love and integrity, and then ask Archangel Michael to help you develop telepathy and other psychic abilities. Tune into the bats to download your highest potential and perhaps even the spiritual technology of the future. Your guidance is also to look at the world with fresh eyes and perceive everything with wisdom. Listen to your intuition to discover the reasons beyond the obvious and expand your life, and remember there is always a new way to do things. You're welcome. Beth, that was fab. All right, Faith, I'm coming over. What do I got for Faith today? Oh, another common one. Faith, it's the Rat. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you with Archangels Gabriel and Zadkiel. Amanda, have a beautiful day, my friend. Come watch Moana with us if you want to hang later. All right, let's see. The Rat card reminds you that when you're acting with the best and noblest intentions, you may still be misunderstood. In extreme cases, you may even be persecuted. There will always be those who want to put out the light of others. Your guidance is to let no one diminish you. Instead, remain true to your pure purpose and hold your vision like a bright flame. Do your best at all times and only take on that which you can handle. Check internally that you're taking responsibility for your actions, and then relax and know that your life mission is eventually going to be recognized and you will receive your just reward. That was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Oh man, what a day. All right, here are my questions. Well, I'm going to make some announcements and I'll ask questions. So, tonight is movie night. We're watching Moana. If you're someone who is a super fan, aka a unicorn, you get to vote on movie night. So make sure you're a part of the Discord. 2, tomorrow is craft night. Wednesday is Ether Study Hall for people who are in Ember, Healer's Hearth, or Soul Sanctuary. Oh man. We're starting to get all these spam bots that are coming in, and poor Ken saying hi to them all. So Ether Study Hall is on Wednesday. We're talking about energetic hygiene. So I want you guys to, you're okay. I'm just trying to grab them if I can so I can block them. Ether Study Hall, it's all about energetic hygiene. So like basics and what it should look like every day and some ways to work around it, whether you're someone who's busy or not. And I mean, I think everybody's busy, but some people find themselves more busy than others, if that makes sense. And then what else? Oh, Soul Sessions is this weekend, and so is, what's it called? The guided meditation. Wow, words are really difficult. And a new podcast episode this week all about shadow work. So those are all the fun things that we're doing coming up. And there is a new workshop that is coming up. It is on the 22nd. It is an hour long. It's $33 a person. And it's all about how to walk energy cords. Jen Marie, thanks for lighting up the Rosa, dude. Udabomb.com. Thank you. All right. Yep. I don't know. Words are now difficult. I don't remember what I was going to say. Questions, comments, concerns. Does anyone have questions about Patreon? Does anyone have questions about Discord? Any of the things. Okay, speak now or forever hold your peace, because I'm about to go take Jackie out for a little jaunt outside, because it's actually not that cold out right now. He's going to put a sweater on. So, don't forget, if you are someone who wants to do like a deeper guide into your energy or your spirit guides, there are rituals and reports available. If you want to start learning how, ooh, Faith, that's nice. If you want to start learning how to do some of this stuff on your own, feel free to come hang out with us in the Patreon and check out the classes. And then there is a bunch of new stuff that is coming out this week. And then don't forget tonight's movie night. It's Moana. It's Moana. Do. You're welcome, Faith. Welcome, welcome. All right, my friends, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I will not be back on tonight, but I will be back on, oh my goodness, tomorrow. If you're someone who is looking for like more stuff on demand, check out the Patreon, because that's where you'll find it. All right.